So I have something special for us today. I have heard this word from my mentor. From my mentor. I have a lot of people who I called my mentor. You know what I'm saying? So I have learned a lot. I have heard this word from them. That's why I always tell us love everyone and never pray for your enemy to die, because the truth is this: be careful of what you throw. And be careful of what you disrespect. Be careful of whom you do what you throw away or what you throw away. Because sometimes a good and a great packages don't come in a big form. It come in a little quantity. You know what I'm saying? It come in a little what quantity. Most time, many of us always believe that we are in that position to do what? To oppress others. Maybe, I'm not saying everyone, I say sometimes. That means I'm also among. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to bring that issue that the other of our amazing brother Drop is saying. He was saying that I'm doing too much and all those stuff. So all I'm trying to say is this: let's be careful of what we throw out. Be careful of whom we let go. Be careful of whom we take advantage of. Be careful of people whom we take advantage of them because we believe that we are in that position where we can do and undo. Why? Because there's something that I believe in the Bible. When God was using David and Saul, God anointed Saul to be a king. But the moment Saul started to oppress whom God have anointed, God decided to reduce Saul to the ground in order for him to raise David. So if you are up there, you are thinking that maybe you are a man of God, you are a Christian, you are a chosen, you are a believer, and you think that gives you the privilege to oppress some people who are coming up. My brother, let me tell you the truth that no one will be bold to tell you. Whether you are a bishop, you are this. God can reduce every man to become dust and lift those ones that are humble. So that all I'm trying to say is this: let's be careful of how we treat people up there. Let's be careful of how we look down, or the way we look down on people because of the circumstances, or because of what they are going through, or because of what they are passing through now. Because God whom we serve is a God who can rewrite your history within an article of hour. Think about it. So Esther suffered for so long, but it was an article of hour that she was pronounced as a queen. That not that she is the only one that was transformed, refigured, recreated, refurnished. No, the entire brethren. Listen, there is something that let me sit down in this place. It's cool, but let me elaborate on this. When God was about to arise Saul, God's option was never to kill. When God was about to raise David, God's main motive was never to reduce Saul. It was God who was using Saul, because Saul said in his word, according to his word, he said, whoever that is able to kill Goliath will be honored. That means God wants to position David in a position where he also will have power in Israel, not to overthrow Saul. But the moment Saul decided to rise against David, that is when God decided to bring him down and give the position to David. Not that David merited it, but it was because of the oppressed. That's why I said, be careful of whom you oppressed. Be careful whom you take advantage of. Be careful whom you treat bad. Be careful whom you throw away or what you throw away. Because sometimes good packages don't come in a big form. Why? Because David was not in a good form. David was nobody. David was neglected and was called as a non-entity. David was not important in the city. Esther was neglected. Esther was not even recalled to the point where Haman. Listen, it was God. Let me tell you something. The position that you are right now, whether you are a governor, you are a president, it is God who placed you there. Because sometimes many of us don't know that there are many. If maybe you think that it is because of the school you go or because of the people you know, that is not the real truth. It is God who give you that privilege to be there. Because there are many people who have that degree even more better than your own, that are not in that position with you. So the same God who placed you there can also take you out and place someone you don't expect. That's why sometimes if I see some choosing, I have watched a lot of amazing choosing ones, who is talking about God, inspiring people. May God bless all, and may God in fullness and give them knowledge. But I've seen a lot of people, saying, mostly people will be saying that all these people who use card to dictate this or that many of them are evil, these are evil. My brother, the truth is this: whether they are evil, they are not. Sometimes God uses many things to do or to talk to human. We may not expect it, we may not believe it. There are many things in which God used to communicate. Let me be real with you. When God was about to use Joshua, Joshua said to the Lord, he said, if I be a man of God, let the sun and the moon stand still. If it is in these days now, some people will say, that is not the work of God, how can a man just stand and said, if I be a man of God, let the sun and the moon stand still? That is a medicine. He's using medicine, he's using witchcraft, he's using this. And if it is like these days that Elijah be Elisha make that word and said, if I be a man of God, let fire fall, and immediately fire fall and consume a lot of soldiers. People say, no, this is not a real man, it's a fake man of God. He said, if it is these days that Peter use ordinary handkerchief, abi Apostle Paul use handkerchief to raise the dead, abi to heal the cripple, people said, hey, that is not the handwork of God. And if it is like these days that Peter's shadow hit the crippled man. So people said, no, it's not the work of God. And we know now, he's using magic, he's using all this fake charm, he's using all these things, as if God is not working. And if the most thing that annoyed me is that we Christians are those who criticize what our fellow Christians. Let me just be real with you. We Christians are those who criticize what we ourselves. We are the one who give unbeliever that boldness to criticize us. But the truth is this: be aware of what you release. Be aware of whom you throw away. And be aware of whom you judge. Be aware of whom you condemn. Because God is still watching. Yes, believe me. That's why sometimes if I see all these people, the only thing that I don't say any word, I just laugh and pass. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes many of us don't know where the sources of our problem come from. Yes, let me just be real with you. That's why many people out there are suffering, but they don't know there's something behind their suffering. They don't know something behind that pain. They don't know the sources behind, the things that cause it. That's why we need to be careful. If you are up there, you watch people videos and you don't like what they're, don't just comment, don't just argue with them, leave. Because the Bible said, by our mouth we are condemned, and by our mouth we are saved. You know what I'm saying? So remember, don't be offended, but the truth is this: be careful of what you throw away, and be careful of whom you do what you throw away. May God bless you. Remain blessed.